In this video, we are going to create a movie watch list app. It will contain an input box using which you will be able to enter the name of the movie, and when you press enter, it will be added to the list. It will also contain a cross button, clicking on which will delete the movie name, and it will also contain a checkbox to mark a movie as watched or not. That we can see it here. So we have the input box. As soon as you type the name of the movie and press enter, it should come down. Similarly, you can click on any of to mark the movie to be complete, and clicking on these buttons will delete the movie. So let's look at the HTML. In our HTML, we can see we just have a h1 element and input of type text or UL where we are displaying the movie. Let's start writing JavaScript to make it dynamic. So the first thing we need is to access whenever user is typing the name of the movie. So for that, we are saying document.querySelector, selecting it using attribute selector of type text. We can just console log input, refresh it, and here we can see the input. First thing we need to do is to add an event listener on input. So for that, we'll say input.addEventListener. We are listening for type key up. When that happens, you have to call the function. This function will get access to the event object, and here we can just log console.log event.keycode. Refresh it, start pressing the key, and we are able to see that we are getting the key code. When we press enter, we will be able to understand it's always 13. So whenever the key code is 13, we have to add the movie. So let's add a condition by saying key code is equal to 13. You just need to log the value. So we'll say console.log event.target.value. Refresh it here, we'll say Forrest Gump and press enter, and we can see that we are getting access to the movie. What we need to do now is we will be able to add this movie name to one of our database. So we'll create all movies variable that will be an array. Each movie needs to have two information. What are those two information? Name of the movie that will be visible here at checkbox, and whether that movie is watched or not. So a boolean value whether it is watched or not. So it will have a property name that will be something like Forrest Gump, and whether it is watched, it will be by default it will be false, because the reason you are adding the movie is because you haven't watched it. So this is one movie. Similarly, we'll have multiple movies. We can call it Inception. It is also false. So we have two movies. Refresh it. So when you click on any of the movies, all I need to do is to add the new movie inside this array. How can you do that? So to add a new element inside the array, we use push or concat. So we'll say all movies dot push. What we need to push? An object that will have property name. It will come from event.target.value. Similarly, we'll also have another property watch that will be false. So we don't have to do anything. So in that way, we will be able to add the movie here. So we have two movies right now. Let's refresh it and click on and add a new movie, Titanic. Press enter, and now if we look at the value of all movies, we'll see we have three variables. The first one is Forrest Gump, second is Inception, third is Titanic. All of them has watched is equal to false. So first thing of adding a movie we are already done with. So this is adding a movie. Now once you have added the movie, what you need to do is to display that movie in your UL. So the layout is already created. We don't need to do it 3 times. I'll just copy this layout, give it a class of movies list. What we need to do is to select this element here. We'll say let root element is equal to query selector, and we need to pass movies list. Now what we need to do is to create the layout. How we are going to do that? So for that, we'll create a function. We'll name the function create movie UI. It will not accept any parameter as of now. What we need to do is to create this layout that we have. So for creating this layout, let's go ahead and start writing create element. So we'll say let li is equal to document.createElement. We need to create li first. Similarly, we need to create an input, label, and span. Once created, we need to add all these classes here. So styled checkbox is the name of the class inside this. So we'll say input dot class list dot add the name of the class we want. Similarly, we have to add a property ID and type it checkbox. So we'll say input the type is equal to checkbox, and ID we'll get it from somewhere, so we'll say input dot ID. For now, let it just be any random value like 1. Going on to label, we'll have a for property, so we'll say label dot for is equal to 1. Span will have an inner text of cross, so we'll say span dot inner text, we'll just copy this value from here, is equal to this. So we have created the structure, it's just that we don't have the real data inside it, like the name of the movie and other stuff. We need to create this structure for each movie. So what we are going to do is to write for each. Why? Because all movies is a collection of array, so we can just say all movies dot for each. So for each movie we need to do this, so I'll put it inside, and we have created this structure. The next thing we need to do is to put all these 3 elements inside li. So we'll say li dot append, we need to append input comma label comma span. Now few things to notice is we'll get access to individual movie. Each movie has a property of name and watched. Name will go inside label, so we'll say label dot inner text is equal to movie dot name. As we can see it here, that instead of checkbox it should be Forrest Gump or something like that. So in this way we are done. The only thing that is not fully done is input.id. The id should change for each value. So how can we do that? For each gives us an id, so I'll just get an I, and instead of 1 we'll just say I. So in this way we are able to almost complete it. The only thing missing is we have to move this li into the root ul element. So we'll say root element dot append, we need to append li. At last what we will do is to call this function, because if we don't call this function nothing will happen. So we'll call this function, refresh it here, and we can see because our data has 2 movies, Forrest Gump and Inception, we can see it here. Now let's check one thing, is like what happens when we change the data from false to true. Does it change or not? So here we can see it is not changing. So how can we change it? So to change it we can say input dot checked should be equal to whatever value I'm getting from movie dot watched. So if the property of watched is true, it should be checked, otherwise it should not be. Let's look at it. Now it is checked. So if you change the value here from false to true, refresh it, you will see it is checked. Change it back to false, it will be changed again. So we are able to add a movie and display the movie. We don't need it anymore, so delete it. We'll add the new movie Titanic. Press enter and look at all movies. We'll see in all movies we have 3 movies, but here we are only displaying 2 movies. So for that what will I do is, as soon as you press enter, you need to add the movie. Along with that you have to call this function. So this function will run on the new data and it will display the movie name. So we'll call this function, and as soon as you call this function, one issue that is going to arise again is, because we have seen it earlier, is this movie will come multiple times now. So let's go ahead and put Titanic. Press enter and you can see it is coming 3 times. So Forrest Gump, Inception, Forrest Gump again, because it is keep appending to the new element. So before that what we can do is root element dot inner HTML should be empty. Refresh it, add movie Titanic, press enter, and we can see we have only 3. So things are working for us. So adding a new movie and displaying the movie is done. All we need to do is to delete the movie and handle the checkbox. So for both of them, the first thing we need to do is to add an event listener on cross. So let's do that. So we'll say span dot add event listener. We are listening for the event of type click. When that happens, you have to call this function. One way is to add this function right here, or you can just add this function somewhere outside. So we'll create a function called delete movie that will get access to the event object, and here we'll just name delete movie. Now what we need to do, console.log event.target. We'll say console.dir. Refresh it, click on it, and we can see span element. Let's look at the parent element of it. So here we can see the parent element is li. So what I'll do is I'll just say dot parent element, and as soon as you click on that, you just need to delete that. So we'll say dot remove. Using remove method, you can remove the node from the DOM. So refresh it, click on it, and it is gone. Click on it, it's gone. Refresh it again. So we can do something like this, but this is not the best way to deal with it. The other way of dealing with it would be, whenever you click on any of this, I just want to log the message. So we'll say console.log event.target. Click on any of icon, you'll see the first span and the second span. I cannot differentiate between which span is it. So the way to differentiate on any element is to add some custom data, or also known as data attributes. We'll just add a data attribute. So we'll say set attribute. What attribute we want to set? We want to add a set attribute data-id should be equal to some random value. So here if you look at I value, yeah, it's a unique value, so we'll have I as a set attribute. So now if you click on any of the icon, you'll see this one has data ID of 0 and this one has data ID of 1. So now it became a lot more easier for us to differentiate between them. So this one is done. What we can do is, like here, we'll get access to that ID by saying ID is equal to event.target.dataset, because all the data attributes is present in dataset and will get access to the ID. If I have the ID, I just need to delete this and re-render the UI. So how can you do that? Deleting from array is allmovies.splice. I want to delete from the index that is given to me and one element I want to delete. Once delete is done, what we need to do? So let's see. So we have this movie, click on delete. Let's look at all movies and we'll see there is only one movie because that is deleted. As soon as that is deleted, to create or change this UI, we have to call this function because that is how it works. Refresh it, click on it, it is deleted, click on it, it is deleted. So it is working properly. So in this way, we are able to complete add movies, display movies, and delete movies. The last thing that is left is changing the checkbox here. How changing is going to affect is, as soon as you click on any of the movies, it will change from false to true and true to false. So first thing is, let's go ahead and add event listener on the input element. So we'll say input.add event listener. What kind of event we are listening for? We are listening for a change event. Whenever change happens, you have to call this function. So function I'll call it is handle change. We'll create this function here similar to this. Let's go ahead and log the value. So we'll say console.log event. So here, wherever the change happens, this function will be called and we'll get the log. It's not working. So let's just do one thing. Let's just delete all this styling, that extra styling I've done. Maybe that is messing it up. So I'll just remove it, refresh the page. It is back to the normal one. It was because of the styling, extra styling that I've done for this. So don't worry. So no problem. So let's just make this work. So here when we refresh it, we can see that when the data we have is true, we can see it checked. And as soon as you click on it, we are getting the event object. Let's go ahead and make it event.target. Refresh it, click on it again. Here we can see that the ID is 1 and ID is 0. In this way, we are able to understand the difference between this element and this element. So what we'll do is we'll get out the ID, and the ID you can get it from this is not data set. This is just like event.target.id. Once we get the ID, we can just console.log ID So we know that it is different for both of it. So refresh it, click on it again, and you can see 0, it's 0, 1, and if you add something else like new movie, press enter, it is added here, click on it again, and you can see the value 2. So that is working properly. All you need to do now is the ID is given to you. All you need to do is to change the true to false and false to true. So how can you do that? Is by just doing all movies. I want to access the ID. If that exists, then inside that it will have a property of watched. I just want to change it. Say for example, if it is true, I have to change it to false. If it is false, I have to change it to true. So whatever is the value, you just have to flip the value to different value. So here, if it is true, flip it to false, and if it is false, flip it to true. So let's look at it. When we click on it, both the movies are true. Let's look at all movies, and when we look into it, we'll see what is true for both of it. So now if we change it, we'll see the value is changed. It is false and true. So in this way, we are able to complete movie watch list app, where you can add a new movie like Titanic, press enter, and it will be added here. Oh, one thing missing here is we need to delete this as soon as it is added. So where we are adding it? Oh, we are adding it here. As soon as it is pushed, all you need to do is say event.target.value should be equal to empty. So let's see if it works or not. Titanic, press enter, it is gone. This is added. You can delete this movie, you can change it, you can delete it again, you can change it, and all the functionality that we needed to add is working properly. So in this way, we were able to complete movie watch list